What's up, guys? This is Save Night, and welcome to another Let's Play series. Today's game I am working on is a PS2 game, as you've probably already guessed by the PS2 logo, Atlas. And today we will be playing Wizardry: Tale of the Forsaken Land for the PS2. Copyright Atlas 2001, sub-licensed by 4 Winds. I don't know who the hell that is. All rights reserved, and created by that name at the bottom. This probably has to be my all-time favorite game for the PS2. I mean, even more so than probably Castlevania and Final Fantasy combined. I mean, even going back to my NES days and playing Wizardry on there, that was like, you know, some of my favorite games. I'm going to ignore all this crap for now. Let's do new game. Under the rule of a beautiful queen, the sacred town of Duhan enjoyed a long time of peace. However, a sudden flash from above destroyed the land, and all was burned to ashes. Oops. The beauty of the castle, and the town, once crowded with people, was now covered in snow. One day, an adventurer set foot on this land. As the adventurer peered about the town of Duhan, there was an emptiness, a sadness. Well, yeah, the town got destroyed. I'll be sad too. The adventurer began to roam the town, uneasy with heavy footsteps. And the tale slowly unfolds. Alrighty, so basically, long story short, everything's all fine and dandy in the town of, the kingdom of Duhan, when a catastrophe known as the Flash came about and pretty much just decimated everything. I mean, buildings were destroyed, hundreds, if not thousands of people were killed, and just bad shit everywhere. And it also, because the castle was at the center of the Flash, it somehow distorted space around the castle, turning it into a labyrinth, and it also, for some reason, let loose monsters and demons and shit, so that's bad too. That just fucking sucks all around for everyone. Putting a name, as always. Ah, you shit. Ah, fuck it, this'll work. A race is one of 5 races that exist in this world. Each race has a distinctive specialty, such as dwarves who excel in strength, and elves who are masters of spells. A human race with average parameters. They are capable of being any class without much flaw. They have low faith. Okay, I didn't consider that a flaw, but okay. Elf. Wisdom and faith are high, but their physical parameters are low. Suited for classes that use spells. Dwarf. Race with high power and faith. Due to their lack of agility, they are more suited to be warriors than priests, because you kind of want your priest to be fairly quick in combat. Gnome. A race suited to be priests due to their high faith and agility, but they are capable of being any class. And Hobbit. Physically inferior to other races, but due to their high agility and luck, they are best suited to be thieves. Because, yeah, it's like, holy crap. Okay, so gnomes are actually shorter than hobbits? Fuck it, something, I guess. But according to the game book and the lore and all that other crap for the game, the main character is implied to be human. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick with human. A human male to be more specifically. I mean, you can make him whatever you want, but I try to go as close to lore as possible. If it says you're supposed to be human, then I'll do human. And I guess you're automatically male. I mean, the box art shows that you're male, so I guess. An attribute is a tendency of certain actions that a being will take. There are 3 major attributes that can clash with each other. Good thinks of others before oneself and shows mercy to enemies that are friendly. Actions out of character may change attribute. Neutral acts accordingly. Will fight or flee from friendly enemies without changing attribute. And evil acts selfishly, refuses to show mercy even in front of friendly enemies. Actions out of character may change attribute. Okay, so basically, at some point during combat, you may encounter enemies that are friendly, and I'll ask, what will you do? I'll say either fight or flee. A good character will flee, neutral character will do either or, and an evil character will always fight them. If you do the opposite of that, like a good character fighting friendlies or an evil character leaving friendlies, it'll switch their alignment, which won't really do anything after the fact, other than you turning from good to evil and vice versa. So do good. Every character has a hidden talent that relates to their class. Battling strategies will differ depending on their class. There are several classes, such as those who handle swords, spells, etc. And then you have your roll for your stats and class and crap. The upper left number where it says 9 is what you rolled, and 6 is what's left over after points have been allocated towards a certain stat. Like warrior, for example. Okay, let me just do class first. Like warrior, expert in weapons, cannot master spells. Okay, so that's your basic tank. Priest can master all priest spells, which are your healing, defense, resurrection, status curing, shit like that. Then sorcerer can master all sorcerer spells, which are offense. Oh, priest also gets some offense. I think like a fire one, a holy, and I think one that can like kill undead or something. Sorcerer gets offense, status affliction, and like a couple of like effect ones like increasing everyone's strength, showing like a map, curing blindness, because there's like a trap that can like blind you. And he has a healing spell for it for some reason. I don't know what's up with that. And also, certain classes can only be certain attributes, like good can be warrior, priest, and sorcerer, whilst neutral can only be warrior, thief, and sorcerer. And evil can be warrior, thief, priest, and sorcerer. So thief can master up to level 3 sorcerer and priest spells. That one's actually kind of different from all the other ones, where thieves couldn't use magic at all, but who gives a shit? Like warriors need at least 11 to power, so it'll just take whatever points you need, allocate it to that, and then you have leftover points to use for other stats. But I'm actually going to make my character good, so I'm going to go back to doing that. And as you can see, the bonus points are now different, because they actually re-roll every time that you back out and then go back into it, like so. So if you want, you can actually sit here and just keep doing this to get like a good roll, because a normal roll is between 7 to 11. A good roll is between 12 to like 16, and then an exceptional roll is 17 to I think 20. The highest I've ever gotten is like 17 or 18, some shit like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sit here and try to get as high as possible of points. That way it'll actually help me out early, because I'm actually trying to go for a job, or a class I should say, that I can't get till I'm level 8 and my stats are a certain number. Because normally you wouldn't be able to get to that class until level like probably 20 or so, just because. And doing it this way actually lets me get it when I reach level 8. Because if you're a higher level and you go to switch class, it'll actually drop you a level. And it's going to just completely fuck up my stats and all that. That 12 was good, but yeah. I really want to see if I can try to get like a 18 or 19. I'm probably not going to do this for very much longer. I'll probably just cut out whatever. Okay, after like almost 10 fucking minutes of this crap, I finally hit 20 bonus points. And I could make myself a priest. That way my faith jumps up to 11, but I really want to do warrior. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that. And I'm actually kicking this up to 13. And the reason why, because I kind of have it positioned out to where when I hit level 8, I should have 20 points, because you will get at least 1 point per stat per level up, but certain classes will get more, like a warrior will get more power and I think life, and then a priest will get more faith and I think luck, and then thief will get, you know, agility and luck, and so on and so forth. I'm doing it this way, that way I can still be a tank. Yeah, it's good enough, I guess. God, this shit fucking took forever. A cold wind ran through the demolished town of Duhan. And as the snow seemed to dance like white flowers in the wind, a ghost-like shadow faintly emerged. A man, barely able to support his weakened body, propped himself unsteadily on his sword. He looked as if he was wounded. Yeah. Last night I heard a strange voice. A goddess of fate whispered to me that a savior shall arrive in this cursed land, and that person will end the chains of suffering for all eternity. So are you the one? I'm not sure whether this is a good thing or not. You dick. A sarcastic laugh resounded throughout the town of Duhan. Do you really think you can gain what I have lost? If this is the case, I regret not dying before your arrival. I would have been able to die without that fickle goddess's notice. Very well. I assume my days are over. Follow me. I shall guide you to the tavern. You shall be able to find what you're looking for there. The white-haired swordsman disappeared like a puff of smoke. The swordsman said earlier that he'll be waiting at the tavern. And I'll just go ahead and just do them in order. Bar Luna Light. You can recruit members and equip your party here. You may be asked to accept quests, okay? Ooh, excuse me. The people here shall welcome your presence. Since their losses in the flash, this place is flooded with people who are searching for what they have lost. It will be a challenging task because some are looking for their dreams and some are looking for their loved ones. But in any case, they are precious memories to each one of them. They have not been able to retrieve those things after the flash. It shall be your duty to fulfill their quests. Okie dokie. And pretty much everyone you see in here is a freaking quest giver. And you can look at your party, which I can't really do anything just yet. You know, you can look at your items. Press nya to do like a brief description. I'll do that when I get to the equipment shop. Spells if you have any, which I don't. And you have a thing called personality. I'm going to actually touch up on that later. And trap practice. Oh god, don't fuck that, I hate that shit. God, it's going to be a pain in the ass thing later on, too. Quest list. Kyo, help me conquer my fear. I've lost my pride as a ninja ever since I was faced with death. Will you help me conquer this fear so that I can stand tall in battle? And you have to accept both of these quests to, like, actually continue on, so... The ninja quickly pushed his way through the crowd and approached you. The swordsman said you are recruiting people for your party. If that is true, would you mind taking me to the labyrinth? He was polite, but under his hood was a sharp look in his eyes. He introduced himself as Kyo Hattori. We ninjas have grown up to live a different life than most people. We have trained our bodies and minds throughout our lives to defeat one enemy. That enemy is fear. Fear changes people. I thought I had already accomplished that task. There should be no ninja who is frightened of fear. But I guess I never really met my true enemy. Kyo stopped talking. Although he did not show it in his expression, his subconscious brought back a dark recollection. I was no doubt a warrior until death appeared before me. I was laying on the ground, quietly awaiting death. My body was turning cold, and darkness was nearing me. There was no feeling of ease, just darkness. It was a darkness of death that seemed to swallow everything. I feared for the first time in my life. If only my body moved. When I was miraculously rescued, I was no longer a warrior. I had turned into a coward. I lost everything instantly. Kyo stopped talking. His reluctance kept his mouth tightly sealed. Please. Help me regain my pride as a ninja, the pride that I have lost. I just need another chance. I've never been much help to anyone, but I'm willing to do anything for that chance. Kyo has joined your party. Brief tip on his personality. Kyo Hattori, he has a strong sense of justice. He will be a dreaded opponent to anyone who goes against him. He also has the composure to be kind to those who are not hostile. So if you battle monsters that are friendly, you will be hurting him. Okay, yeah, so they have things called personalities in here that are based on what race you are and what attribute you are. And no two different races or classes can be the same attribute. Like humans will get 3 for good, neutral, and evil. Elves will get 3, dwarves, gnomes, and hobbits. And they each will do something. It'll tell you pretty much in the description of it what you do to bring it up and what you do to bring it down. So justice, it says, you leave friendly monsters alone. So if you attack friendly monsters, his trust will go down, but if you leave them alone, it'll go up. And trust is something else that I'm going to get into later on as well. Probably not until like another 3 episodes when it actually makes a difference. Ricardo tells me what trust is. Help me believe that trust is an integral part of an adventure. I know it's an odd request, but it's important to me. Okie? So, you've accepted my quest? A warrior approached you. He started speaking without introducing himself. I want to know if trust is actually useful in an adventure. I know it's an odd request, but it's important to me. His name is Ricardo Ricardo. He mentioned that he has been as far down the labyrinth as the third floor. God, I wish they had voiceovers. My throat hurts. I used to be in another team before. That's why I learned that people work individually after all. They wouldn't help you if you screwed up. If you lost your life, they would probably just say you didn't have enough ability. Those assholes. Ricardo looked uncertain. He continued to talk with a wry grin. It was on this one mission. One of our party members was caught by a monster. I hurried to help him. He was one of the guys I got to know pretty well. I couldn't just let the darn beast eat my friend. The guy lived, but stopped talking and smiled weakly. My careless action caused a failure of our mission, so I was let go. The team leader told me that trust ain't worth shit. But I don't think so. That swordsman said that you're different. So I have a favor to ask you. Show me if your trust is really useful in battle. If you're the kind of leader I've been looking for, I'm willing to sacrifice anything. Now, Ricardo has joined your party. Yay. A brief tip on his personality. He is full of kindness. He values camaraderie more than thrills from an adventure or battle. You will lose his trust if you act in a way that values your selfishness more than your comrade's life. So for him, let's see, now I can actually go to party, view party. So he believes even enemies can be friends if they show amity. So if they want to attack you, you shouldn't attack them. And leaving them alone will bring your trust up. And friends come before anything else. Hates to lose friends. This one, it's if anyone besides you is inflicted with a status effect and you don't cure it, or it takes you a really long time to cure it, your trust will start going down. And if someone dies and you don't cure it right away, that makes it go down too. It also goes up in combat and all that other shit, but not really worried about that. Alter formation, you can go here, and here. Ah, shit, I fucked up. Yes, okay. Okay, so Luna Light's done. I had to say 30 minutes, I'm like, oh no, that's my timer before the editing. Guild. Register or change a party member's occupation. You can also learn allied actions. Was I just imagining, or a brawny warrior approached you as he whispered to himself? About that white-haired swordsman that I saw outside. He looked like one of the Queen's guards, a knight to the Queen. Rumors said he died during the flash. I must have heard wrong. The warrior tilted his head in doubt and then showed a friendly grin. I've only seen him a few times because of his social status, but no matter how much his appearance has changed, I would never mistake those cold blue eyes for someone else. And besides, he's like a god to warriors like us. The warrior looked puzzled because you didn't seem impressed with what he said. Huh? Don't tell me you don't know. Didn't you know he's a father of allied actions, the technique used by the Queen's Guards? Let's just say you never heard of it. I was flabbergasted when I first saw the allied actions. I have seen many teams with superior individuals, but the Guards' way of fighting was fundamentally different. The way their teamwork flowed and the various deadly blows. Watching them work in sync, it seemed as if they were a single creature. Many warriors are trying to include allied actions in their strategy, but I've yet to see any team execute them as well as the Guards. That's why I asked if that white-haired swordsman is a Queen's Guard. So I was hoping for him to teach me. Maybe you should ask him to teach you next time you see him. See ya. Okay. And this part here is actually triggered whether you have either Kyo or Ricardo. It's like if you have both of them, it's going to be Kyo by default, and if not, then it's going to be Ricardo. You can change your name and class to the guild, but I don't intend to give up my name or class. You'll probably notice in the register that I'm not even in there. I think there are others like me too. Want to live the rest of my life with the same name and class. So basically, original characters like Ricardo and Kyo and others, you can't change them. There are magical items that will let you do it, but other than that, they pretty much remain what they are. So you go to change class. So just do that, and you can see all the list of the 8 classes. With the 4 normal, warrior, thief, priest, and sorcerer. And then you have the advanced classes, bishop, samurai, knight, and ninja. Bishops can use all sorcerer and priest spell. Can use the dispel technique that the priest can, which lets you destroy undead. And they can appraise items. you'll find some items that are unidentified, and they can do a thing where they can tell you what it is. Samurais use katana and master up to level 6 sorcerer spells. Knights can master up to level 6 priest spells, and they can also use the spell. And ninja can master up to level 2 sorcerer and priest spells, and they have an ability that lets them instantly kill shit. As you can see, you need like a certain class requirement and level plus stats to go with it. I'm trying to go for this, which is why I made my stats the way they were. As a warrior, my faith will go up stupid fucking low, like 1 point per level. Wisdom, on the other hand, will go up either 1 or 2 points. So either way, I'm still going to get to level, you know, I'm still going to get 20 wisdom when I get to level 8. And everything else is still going to get like at least like 2 points per level, especially life and agility. And I don't know if I mentioned that when you actually, let's say I hit level 8, actually, let's just say like I'm level 15 when I decide to change class to Knight, it'll actually drop me down to 14, reset my stats and my XP and all that shit, which I fucking hate doing that. So if I actually get to level 8 and I do it, it's not going to drop my level. It'll keep me at level 8. So I can just continue going. I can't actually make anything yet, so I'm done with the guild for now. Make anyone yet, so I'm done. Data save. As you save your shit. Salem Temple. A temple where an abnormal status can be healed, but a resurrection can possibly fail. In the midst of a song-like prayer, a group of adventurers kneeled with their heads bowed. As the prayer became more intense, a warm ray of light filled the room. The ashes on the altar slowly formed into the shape of a man. After opening his eyes, he sat up with a confused look. The adventurers let out a holler of joy and embraced the man. You fool, don't you dare try something like that again. You're lucky that you were able to be resurrected. If it failed, you would have been gone forever. Yeah, that's right. Of course I like the treasures, but you're more important than that. He showed a bashful smile as he heard his comrade's words. Yeah, so it's not like you just die, cast a heal spell, like, you know, resurrect spell, and you're just back. No, it goes off your faith. If your faith is crap, and if the heal and the resurrection spell is crap, it will have a high chance of failing. And if you fail when you're dead, it'll turn you to ash. And then if you cast it again and fail, your character's gone, or lost as they call it, and they're just destroyed and you can never get them back. That happens to the main character, game over. So you just come in here to cure status. I believe it's a certain price times your level. I don't remember the exact thing for it. It's not very much, but it's like your whatever times your level. Here we have lodgings. Your party can level up with rest at this lodge after gaining experience. Take care. Haven't seen you before. Are you in town to look for the secret treasure of the labyrinth? Nope. You're strange. After the flash, the town and people were a mess. This town has no trace of the beauty it once had. So what will you be doing here? If you're stupid enough to risk your life, you're definitely in the right place. That labyrinth is the perfect battlefield. I personally don't think it's worth it. The priestess looked uncertain. She disliked the labyrinth. I don't see anything wrong if you're just a passerby. If curiosity leads you into the labyrinth, I would recommend returning to town when it gets dangerous. Sleep will prevent you from getting ill. It is the best way to heal your body. Sleep will also help you to develop attributes. A famous sorcerer once said, "We develop while we sleep because we meet with God in our dreams." In any case, I wish you luck. So, when you hit your next level, you won't actually gain a level right away. When you hit the next level, like for them, or for everyone, it's actually 80, You come here, you sleep. I think it's like 50 gold a person. Yeah, 50 gold a person. You'll hit your next level, and your stats will recalculate with new bonuses. So, man. And lastly, Vigor Shop. Buy, sell equipment here. You can have items appraised, curses lifted, and magic stones made. So, of course, all the important buildings weren't destroyed in the flash, so customers are already inside the shop. There's some commotion going on. Only 10G for this shield. You just said this one's magical. Oh yeah, it was appraised as being magical, and a darn good one, too. Then it should be worth at least 1,000, 5,000 firm. Don't be such an amateur about it. Rui, you know the rules when it's not appraised beforehand. You've always known that anything unappraised is a straight 10G. You con artists, you're just taking advantage of the situation. Just because you're the only one who can appraise and lift curses. Forget it, suffer the trouble. She turned her back towards the shopkeeper after waving her hand. Oh, were you watching? I'm so embarrassed. You're drawn kind of hot, so I don't really care. He's a really greedy scumbag. What a big difference from his wife, who will make magic stones for free. If only I knew a bishop that wouldn't have to go through this trouble. Let me just give you a word of advice. You're going to need money to spend at this shop. Rui sighed and left the shop. Okay, here you can buy your equipment between like weapons, armor, and accessories. Weapons obviously are for attack and shit. You have different types of weapons for different classes. A katana, for example, can only be used by samurais, which is abbreviated with an M for some reason. I think it's supposed to stand for monk. Or maybe master, I'm not sure. Armors again for defense and agility, not agility, evade. Again, separated by different types, which are used by certain classes. And accessories will do extra bonuses like defense and evade. Others will do like offense. Some will give status protection. Some will give elemental protection, etc., etc. So you can just get rid of crap that you don't want. Appraise if you find an unidentified item when you're walking around, which is this basically a series of question marks. You have it appraised and it'll tell you what it is. It will also automatically appraise it when you equip it, but you run the chance of it being cursed when you do that. And once you put on a cursed item, you can't take it off unless you come here, have him lift the curse, and it'll come off, but it'll break. So fuck that shit, and it's expensive. See, lift curse. Because apparently no other fucking priest in town can do that shit, so... Go to make spells, and it'll cut to his wife person. I don't know what the hell her name is. To make spells in here are obtained through the use of magic stones. By using a stone on a person who can use said spell, they will learn it initially, and then every time they use another one of the same kind, it'll level up that spell into its max level, making it stronger. To make magic stones, you have to have monster materials, or you can just find them in chests, which is a big if. Bring them to her and combine two different ones to actually make a stone. Pretty much any ingredient can be combined with any other ingredient to make whatever spell it says it'll make. Velum is the same thing, except you have to actually find a parchment that has a spell on it and bring it to her, and she'll hold it for you, and you just come back with the 3 ingredients on it to make the spell, which is usually a higher level spell or a higher end spell. And then separate if you have a magic stone you don't want. You can just bring it here to separate it to get the 2 separate ingredients. Also didn't really mention, like, for the spells in here, it's up to level 7 spells of Sorcerer and Priest, and you're only allotted up to a max of 9 points per level. So it forgoes the actual magic point system where you're given an actual preset number of magic points to cast spells, and each spell using a certain amount, to just how many times you can cast that, you know, level of spells. Like, as you can see, Keel can only use 1 casting of Sorcerer and Priest spells right now. I don't know why they chose to do that, but whatever. Okay, my timer is really fucking getting up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and just call it here. Because when we come back, I will be hitting the Labyrinth of Duhan, finally. Labyrinth formed by the distortion of space during the flash. Monsters and traps await here. So when we come back, I will enter the Labyrinth. So until next time, guys, this is Save Night, and I will see y'all later.